I'm joined now by criminal defense attorney Letitia Quinones. She's the founder of Quinones and Associates. She's going to give us a little bit more insight into what we can expect from now that the jurors have arrived at guilty verdicts. Good morning, Letitia. Thank you so very much for joining us again. What can we expect now? We saw Chauvin led off in handcuffs. That's not a sight you see with a former police officer very often.
No, Jose, it's not. I was quite shocked at the amount of time that the jurors took in their deliberation. They came back fairly fast. And you know what that said was that basically they had their minds made up. The prosecution did their job. And I think one of the things that we can't forget is, you remember the prosecution stated to them before he sat down, he said, "Don't forget what your gut felt when you first saw that video. Don't forget how it made you feel." And I think that resonated with the jurors. So regardless of what the defense did, they remembered how they felt when they were first, confronted with the video. And it proved itself. It was hard to get past.
Now, I don't know exactly what the sentencing guidelines are in the state of Minnesota, but what punishments are on the table and what is the likelihood of each?
So, with the second-degree murder, of course, he's looking at up to 40 years in prison. And what that means is that is the statutory maximum. And for the second-degree manslaughter, he's looking at 10 years, which is the statutory maximum for that charge. And the third-degree murder, he's looking at 25 years, which is the statutory maximum. However, the state of Minnesota operates much like our federal system in that they go by guidelines. And so for each crime, you get a certain number of points for that particular crime as a base offense level, and it can be aggravated. And so what that means is that because a child was present, it can add more points onto your offense level. And so the guidelines suggest that he'll get somewhere around 12 to 15 years. However, though, that can be aggravated because a child was present, and the judge has the right to go all the way up until the statutory maximum. But you can bet he'll start somewhere around, I would say, 13 to 15 years is where the judge will start. And we'll see what happens when the judge hears the evidence in terms of aggravating enhancements.
So in a sense, the judge can change the statutory guidelines to a certain extent and raise the punishment if he sees fit?
No, Jose. So he cannot change the statutory maximum, but what he can do is raise the guidelines level. So he can never go past the 40 for the second-degree murder. He can't go past 10 years for the second-degree manslaughter, and can't go past 25 for third-degree murder. But he can go anywhere beneath that. He can 35 years, 25 years. It's going to be interesting to see what the judge is going to do. But he will start where the guidelines start, and that will be somewhere between 13 to 15 years.
Letitia, thank you so very much for joining us here this morning following the guilty verdicts, and we will be speaking with you a little bit later on in our newscast. Thank you, ma'am.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jose.